gamers of Reddit, what was the most horrifying experience you've ever endured in a video game? There was this game back in the day for GameCube called Eternal Darkness. Your character had sanity levels, and as this meter dropped more and more fucked up things would happen. A scream that you couldn't find the source of. Blood dripping down the walls. An enemy attacks you out of nowhere and disappears as you realize it was a hallucination. The thing is, some of these happened outside of normal gameplay. It would look like you were turning the volume down on your TV or changing the channel, or like a cable came unplugged. One of these was that it looked like you had navigated to the memory card, remember those? And clicked to format the card. That moment of panic. The complete horror as I thought that every save in every game I had played was being erased. That is by far the most horrifying thing I have ever experienced in a video game. Playing the first Sims game when I was like 9 years old with some friends. I covered a room in rugs because it looked neat. Turned on a fire because it was cozy. Immediately, the whole room was set ablaze like the rugs were soaked in oil. No gradual fire catching, like in The Sims 2 onwards. The parents of the family were trapped and died. The kids on the upper floor couldn't leave the building because the fire was on the way. We couldn't change to building or shopping or click any commands, not even speed up, because it was banned during fires. My friends and I were horrified and had to watch them die for like 5 minutes straight until the fire completely died out. My first Sims game was Sims 2. The very first night the Sim moved into the new house, he decided to eat barbecue for dinner, proceeded to light himself on fire, and died because I didn't know about fire alarms. In Resident Evil 4, I was just shooting the water at the end of a pier because I thought I'd get the fish. When that big fish came up and ate me, I actually almost cigar myself. The other moment like that for me is the chainsaw guy cutting off your head. My first death in the game was from that, and it made me drop the controller, and I was shocked that that just happened. Yeah, I thought he was just a beefier dude. I expected to take a hit or two figuring it out. Then Leon was trying to stop a chainsaw with his hands. Yeah. Yeesh. Had 198 over 200 Pokemon on Sapphire. My little sister wiped the save so she could play a few hours on a girl character then got bored of it. Ah yes, it must have felt good being an only child after that. Animal Crossing for the GameCube. There was a thing that let you visit a friend's town by sticking their memory card in the other slot. When you visited it was really aggressive about warning you not to turn off the game while in the other town. Yep, that happened. It was an accident. My character when I got the game to boot up again was a changed little villager. Where once was a happy face was 2 black pits for eyes and a month in perpetual scream. And all my money was gone. Turned the game off and cried in fear. Nintendo apparently did this on purpose to try and punish people. Hollett, we're savings coming, but all it did was scare the sugar out of little Amy. The climax to Dying Light, where you have to run away from all the night crawlers, volatiles. Sugal was heart pounding. Oh man. Being outside at night for the first time in that game was the worst. I love that game during the day. Hate that game at night. Metal Gear Solid 2 when Raiden is running around naked and the game starts glitching. There was a part where it says not to sit so close to the TV and you should get some rest or something along those lines. It was 3 AM and I was sitting right in front of the TV. I just cut the game off. I remember the part where the colonel says something like, "You've been playing the game for a long time. You really should take a break." I thought it was going to be truly necessary to save and reboot the game, since Hideo Kojima is insane. So I did. When you're a kid, you're so immersed into the game. When the game breaks the fourth wall, it really fucks with your mind. I shut the game off when he told me to. Playing Resident Evil in the dark and seeing that damn dog break through the window. I can remember everything about that moment. And then when you're expecting it in the remake, but it only cracks the window. It only jumps through when you enter from the other side. So it got me when I wasn't expecting it at all. Also, Crimson Heads. They were great. You're banging along doing your thing, crossing through that long mirror hallway room like you've done 15 times, then the zombie corpse that's been lying there all along gets up and fucking sprints at you. Now you think, oh god, I've been killing zombies this whole time. The mansion is full of them. Haha. I know I'm not the only one. Harlot spazzed out a little there. At university I would invite my friend around to play Outlast about one night a week until it got completed. For the duration of the game I endured all jump scares stoically, solid as a rock, except one moment where my character was outside and a fucking leaf flew across the screen. Fell off my chair in fright. Since then if it is ever windy on an autumn day I can guarantee a smart ass comment from my friend. Suddenly, leaf. God forbid they release a leaf blower DLC. My sister unplugged my Battlefront 2nd save file when I was saving to the card and it got corrupted. She wanted to watch TV. I had hundreds of hours of stats on that account. I'm still not over it. It's treason then. Playing original Diablo and no lie. About to kill Diablo when a loud thunderclap occurred and shut off my power and PC. Shout out to the butcher in Diablo 1. When you opened the door full of dismembered naked people and entrails everywhere, and that big jackass eats fresh meat and runs at you. I like 5 to 6 when I played that, and I'll still always remember it. At the first time I opened the door and heard fresh meat I left immediately and was like Helena www. Maximum Pain where he has the hallucination with the baby crying and his wife screaming. Still gives me nightmares. That scene is messed up, but the puzzle in that one sucks. Walking on the blood was really annoying to do. I fucking hated that blood trail puzzle. But if I recall correctly, there was a little trick where you could jump off a ledge at the beginning and land at the end. That was so satisfying to discover after 30 attempts at that goddamn puzzle. When you're playing Medieval 2nd, Total War and the Mongols / Timurids show up for the first time. CK2 as well. A good late game horde in that game can fudge up people in the safest of areas. First playthrough, no idea what was going to happen. I chose Georgia. I was having a great time and really felt like I was getting the hang of the game. The first time I encountered a witch in Left 4 Dead. Fudge that shit. Man. I've never been more terrified in my life. The first moments, when you step out of the bathysphere in Rapture after a splicer has cut through some of the metal and the only thing you're holding is a damn wrench. Terrifying. Edit, splice to splicer. I played BioShock for the first time when it came out. I was in 5th grade. That part basically yelled in my face the game wasn't fucking around. And I was in 5th grade. I think after I got through the medical pavilion I had grown a pair and overcome my fear of the game and rode the rest of it out nicely. One of my top 3 favorite games of all time. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.